GST लागतकच एक दोन प्रकारच्यो गजाली मातश्योशो सगळ्यांच्या तकलेन घर करून आसा. ती म्हणजे एक म्हणजे कितें जातलें, कशें जातलें, आपलो रिटर्न फायल जावं ना, ताजो प्रॉब्लेम कसो सॉल्व जातलो, पेनल्टी लागता. म्हाका ते सगळ्यो गजाली कॅन बी टेकन केअर एज डेज पासीस ऑन. त्यामुळे म्हजी पर्सनल डिफिकल्टी अशी आली, म्हाका दिले आलो तातूंत भितर आमी सोल्युशन काडुया. हांव वयरूय विशय उलयतां. वॉट इज द स्ट्रक्चरल प्रॉब्लेम बिकॉज ऑफ लॉ वीच इज क्रिएटींग इम्पॅक्ट ऑन माय बिजनेस. उदाहरण ताणें एक सांगलो, रिवर्स मेकॅनिझम जो आसा, रिवर्स चार्ज मेकॅनिझम is pushing out small dealer because the big one says that I don't want the headache of your supply resulting into reverse charge mechanism. Therefore either you register, otherwise I don't buy from you, or you don't supply to me. हो एक विषय आहा. दुसरो विषय येता तो 5,000 रुपयाचें लिमीट जे आसा अनरेजिस्टर्ड डिलरचें, दॅट इज टू स्मॉल. आजकाल चायवाल्याचें बील सुद्दां म्हयन्याक 15-20 हजार रुपया जाता एक एकदां, आनी व्हडली कंपनी आसा जाल्यार चड जाता. सो दीज आर द कायंड ऑफ इश्यूज वीच नीड्स टू बी हायलायटेड. सायट क्रॅश जाता, म्हाकाय खबर आसा. तो फर्स्ट रिटर्न माय ओन फॉर्म फर्स्ट रिटर्न फायल करपाक आमकां 3 दीस कंटिन्युअस अटॅम्प्ट करचे पडले. So these are issues of technology which are being addressed, and they will come to, they have already improved I think. आता ह्या महिन्याक complaints कमी झाले. Already they have improved and they will take some time to stabilize. So we want the crux of the act, rules and implementation which is actually impacting a small dealer or a big dealer also in some cases. ज्यो गजाली करेक्ट जावपाची गरज आसा. GST is a non-cascading tax, but travel agent told me that they have to pay 5% above 28%. So where is the non-cascading? It is a multiple tax. So अशे विशय म्हाका जर तूं सांगशात जाल्यार 6 तारखेच्या मिटिंगेक हांव वचपाचो आहा. Therefore, I will be raising this. Plus, in coming days, I will take up the matter with right person, so that by December most of the issues are settled. म्हणून हांवें मुद्दाम आपयल्या, so that this fear of GST should go out of the mind. Because GST is an extremely good taxation mechanism which in long term will ensure that we gain. Prices will come down. Prices are already coming down in certain cases. And त्यामुळे GSTन सक्सेसफूल जावंक जाय. हाज्या खातीर कितें करीत जाल्यार तें सक्सेसफूल जातल्यान लोकांची पिडा कमी जातली हें सांगपाक आपयल्या. डिटेल मागीर हांव म्हज्या समारोपान करता, तुमी सांगपाक हरकत ना.
My name is Bhushan Puranik. I'm from Ponda. I got a hardware shop. In fact, these letters I already given a mail, posted mail, but I'm just giving again in a few words. Wrongly submitted GSTR 3B, that is July. By oversight, I made some mistakes. And in fact, actually my credit amount was with the department 25,000 rupees roughly. But because of mistake, I had to pay about 70,215 rupees. So immediately I contacted our Ponda office. They said you have to pay, you cannot revise the returns. Then I contacted your office in Panjim through one of my friend. I got the same message. They said you have to pay, there is no chance. I said okay, but what about how I will get a refund? They said in November or December you may get a refund, it will be get adjusted. So I paid it, I adjusted, I stopped my payment of one of my supplier and then I adjusted. See, in my case it is affordable. I adjusted some amount, 70,000. It is not a small amount, but it is for some common people it will be difficult. There are 6 types of GST categories, that is 0%, 5%, 12, 18, 28. which is very difficult to specify while preparing invoices. It should be reduced to maximum three or four.
Why not one?
Also, few items having same HCN code, but depends on cost, the percentage of GST category changes, should come under one category. Now, most important issue of filing returns.
The one you now said, is this scheme of things or it happens invariably based on different companies supplying?
Different companies supplying, sir. Because
so one company supplies with one HCN code at say 12%. Yeah. Same item is supplied by another company at 18%.
The company, item has having cost-wise. Suppose it cost below 500 rupees, it is 5%, suppose. Yeah. And if cost increases more than 500, it is 18%.
Same item, yeah. HCN code,
cost-wise it changes. Yeah.
The price increases, GST
increase. So one HSN code, tax should be same. Now, most important issue of filing returns. Most of the registered dealers are depending on CA or qualified accountant, but even after that, a lot of mistakes has taken place. GST rule says that once you select submit button, you cannot do any changes. I request you to keep one more option after submit, that is accept or don't accept. As dealers are calculating tax amount manually, they can verify after submit. If any differences comes, they will not accept and try to rectify the difference. Fourth point, there are no sufficient number of CAs and qualified accountant. After survey, I got shocking news that accountants are planning to charge rupees 3,000 per return, that is 36,000 rupees per year. How a small businessman is going to adjust this amount? He has to recover this amount by way of increasing selling price of the goods, which will affect directly on the market. Basic concept of GST to reduce cost of item will no more exist. Fifth point. Now here, your rule says that.
Are you going to leave anything for others?
Only another 2 points, sir. It's better, no, it will be fast. Now one more point, that if I am buying some material from my supplier, and if he doesn't pay taxes in the next month, I will not get input. I don't know how it is possible. See, in Ponda seminar, I addressed this question. One speaker was something, I think he was Hindi speaking. He said, you have to select the supplier. How I can select the supplier? Now you tell me one thing, 70,000 which I have paid, I have stopped payment of one of my supplier. Whether I have to select my supplier, he has to select me. It is very difficult. See, suppliers, you put them penalty, you know. Our burden will increase. We are punctual, we are paying in time. If supplier doesn't pay, he will pay 100%. If he delays, you take action against him. See, I got hardware, I got more than 80 suppliers. What I will do? Last point, sir. While filing returns, GSTR2, we get an error. Some GSTR numbers are not proper or something. They only show the figure, 20 bills or 30 bills. We don't get details. See, I got about 500 invoices per month, small cash invoices or something like that. From that 500 invoices, I have to select which are the wrong. It happens in supplier's bill plus our sale bill. So your department should specify the number of bills. It is, I think it is involved in that, it must be in that your scheme, that server. It should be there, I think so. They are showing only number of invoices. They are not telling whose it is, they are not telling the number of the invoice. If they tell number of invoice, whose number only, if they specify, it is easily we can make out, check the difference. What is the problem? Because we get hardly three days to check the differences. That is from 10 to 13 every month.
I don't know whether you deal with government. The government RTGS payment, how do you know that it is paid against a particular bill?
We give the message, no? UTR is there, number is there, no? Yeah.
With bill number you get?
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
I'm Rajen Narvekar, President of All Goa Tax Practitioners Association. And on behalf of our association, we have already submitted our suggestion.
I don't think you get any message because my salary comes to me in my account. I don't know from where it comes. By knowing the amount, I can judge that it has come from legislature, or it has come from GAD, or it has come from some other source of the government. If a person supplies 100 items and 100 bills to government, and government processes 3 bills out of it and sends the payment to him, how does he know that particular payment or particular bill has come to him? He knows that money from government has come. I have that problem myself. When I do my accounting, I have to go by, since I know what is the amount due to me, I can, and number is very small, 1 or 2 per month, I can make out. But otherwise it's impossible to identify through RTGS the details of payment. His problem was details of bill. Invoice number, that is details of bill. If there is a mistake or someone has not paid, you know five bills, supplier has not deposited the tax. GSTR 2. GSTR 2 is basically matching. Whatever it is, whether it is paid or not or error.
There are mistakes. Paid government has no problem whether I am paying supplier or not. They are only showing there is error in some bill. That might possibly GST or another mistake. But error, they say that click there. After click, it doesn't open at all.
That means whatever error is shown, there is no further elaboration. This is again a hardware problem. The screen goes blank. It doesn't tell you what to do next.
I should, first of all, I would like to congratulate the Commercial Tax Department for organizing earlier various workshops to make dealers aware about the GST. But if I see after the GST implementation has started, now the dealers are having computer in front of them and all the forms are in place. So I would like that this live demo should be given to the dealers on filing of returns and especially on filing of transitional forms, which is very important. Still, we have got time till 31st of October to file these transitional forms. On behalf of tax practitioners, sir, I would request the department to organize such live demos for the benefit of the dealers so that they are aware of how to file the returns online. Because if you take an example, live on computer, we can give our clients data.
What you can do, you can get, I'm talking to both of you. He can come with a
data
of a customer, typical customer, and you can ask your expert to punch in the data and let the tax practitioner see. This is
what we require.
They have got a live demo in the program. He is not talking of program. He says that call us one day. I think you can fix.
Yes, sir.
We have some people now who have developed good expertise. To each ward, and 2 wards can be taken on one day, and live demo can be given to them.
Very good. And especially on these transitional forms, which because to upload these Excel files, CVC files also, it takes a lot of problem. And if the bills are, we have in one invoice we have various rates. So if we
next week, what I'll do, you can meet him and work out the mechanism and the dates.
Okay, thank you.
Ward-wise, so that you can send message to your members, and they can come at that time and see a actual 1 or 2 transaction being carried out.
Okay, thank you. Well, another point is, sir, about this GST implementation in a staggered form. Now we have to file 3B by 20th, wherein we pay taxes, we give the summary, then GSTR 1, then within 5 days GSTR 2, it is auto-populated, then GSTR 3. So if we go like this for 5 days, all the dealers and practitioners are busy in that work only. So what our request is that this staggering of it should be limited to say 10 days. In 10 days you finish everything. So all the return filing process should be over in 10 days. Otherwise, all the dealers, practitioners are also into that only. They are focused in GST only. And if you are aware, we have other compliances also in income tax audits are there, VAT audits are there, VAT assessments are there. So to avoid all this, if we say that the filing of returns should be done in 10 days, it should be done in 10 days. So all matching up can be done within that period. So that will relieve us for some other work.
It is in 10 days, from 10 to 20.
No. So what happens now? 3B we have to file by 20th. Then GSTR.
No, maybe 11 days, from 10 to 20th. Today what has happened, we are giving extended time for the initial failures. After 3-4 months, it is going to be 11 days. So you can book your ticket for holidays from 21st to 8th of the next month. A lot of chartered accountants ask me, when do we go on holidays? I said from 21st of the month to 8th or 9th of the next month.
Okay, I think other problems are this thing. I will thank you for your prompt action.
थोडे वेळ झाले हांव सांगता ते मातशें लायटर वेनान घेयात हां. Don't take everything serious. Let us not make GST issue into too serious a issue. It is not that serious actually. There are some problems, but we'll work out. You will work out with Commissioner the dates next week. He is busy up to 7th. After that, maybe from 10th to 18th, you can work out proper schedule.
Sir, I'm Albert Disa, President of Chemist Drug Association Goa. Yes, I would like to thank you very much first and foremost for having come here and attend to all the people like us with our difficulties. We have already submitted our difficulties to you yesterday by the mail, but nonetheless, I would like to explain to you that as pharma dealers, we have got a unique problem that is regarding expiries and breakages. What happens here, sir? The medicines come under essential commodities, and there is no way that we cannot stock these medicines because the demand is most of the times unknown, and as such, the chance of expired products becomes very high, and the shelf life for these products is almost sometimes 2 years or maybe 2.5 years or 3 years, and because of the ability, because of the essentials of these drugs, we have to keep this because of the patient's requirement. Now what happens after 6 months?
Some of the drugs.
Yes.
So this problem comes for
some of the drugs.
Once in a while used drugs.
No, sir. Most of the drugs we keep there, and this becomes expiry problems comes to almost about 2% or to 3% of the entire trade. And what happens after 6 months? We cannot get this input credit. That is what we would request is that if it's possible, if medicines could be kept outside his purview, or we could replace the goods as replacement stocks. Because we also have a problem as per Drug and Cosmetic Act, we cannot raise the invoice for expired goods also.
So you can't technically show it as a sale to the company.
Yes, sir.
Temporary solution,
yes,
do
sir.
it 15 days in advance. Temporary solution.
So by the time we get the stocks from the trade and send it back to the supplier, CNF company, so it doesn't happen.
I will try and get the things corrected.
Thank you, sir.
But till then, temporary solution is do it 2 days before the expiry.
Okay. So what happens is that a retailer can do, then he has to sell it to the wholesaler, sir. Then he has to give it back to the CNF.
I'm not giving you permanent solution.
Okay.
I just gave you an idea which can be used.
We can take it 2 months. 2 months before we can take it.
For at least till we correct it. I'll get it corrected.
Right, sir.
I agree with you. You cannot bill expired good. Correct. For others, if they want to return the good, they can actually bill it back to the company.
Right, sir.
And take the credit or whatever input credit they had taken can be reversed by this mechanism.
Right, sir.
But in your case, you can't bill it also.
Correct, sir.
So just as in some...
Yeah. And what we request for this, when you give it, to give it as replacement stocks and so credit loads.
Temporary spark, I gave you the idea.
Right, sir. Thank you. Another aspect, sir, that we have got is that till today there are a lot of problems with the HSN codes. HSN codes are still varying, sir. Hence, what we would request is a relaxation at least till March till we get to have a proper idea of the HSN codes in terms of medicines. Then we have also requests for reverse charge, which you already spoken about. The GST rates on medicines, sir, is today varying hardly 1% of products on 0%, another 10% of products on 5%, about 70% of the products on 12%, the remaining are on 18 and 28%. There are many basically like ointments and all, which are categorized under cosmetics, and hence it's come to 28% also. So what would you request is that if medicines could be categorized only between 5 and 12% would be ideal. That would reduce a lot of costs to the consumer also, being an essential commodity.
The best GST will be actually having 1 or 2 slabs only.
Right, sir.
This is a common input I am getting because there is a confusion in while billing. One particular supplier who supplies, he gets different tax rate for different items.
Correct.
It's very difficult to keep the record.
And we are getting 5
what
rates,
is
sir.
used in what.
We get 5 rates basically.
All manufacturers also have the same difficulty.
And finally, another request is for if you all could provide quarterly returns, which will solve a lot of problems for all the traders, and with a gap of 15 days between GSTR 1 and GSTR 2. This is what we request for.
There is a proposal to increase to put up to 1.5 crores with 3 months return. So that problem should be able to solve on 6th. That is an issue of discussion. The problem is how do the person who buys get a credit? That is one. There is also proposal to hold back reverse charge mechanism for certain period of time, reconsider everything and then reimpose it with some rationality. So
Thank you,
that
sir.
way these 2 aspects have been taken into consideration by Council. It is before the Council on 6th for discussion.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Myself Suraj Kumar from Siddharth. I have some query relating to our hotel industry. You are charging CGST and SGST, and other state people are coming, or conference are happening from other state companies. They are issuing, taking credit of input credit of CGST and SGST. Whether they can able to take credit on that, that is the issue. So we are losing a lot of business because of that.
IGST they get. IGST they get.
But sir, we are charging CGST and SGST. That's the reason we are losing business, sir.
I'll put it in 2 ways. Number one, there are certain mechanisms which government will work out once we stabilize on the GST regime itself. That may happen till March 2018. You will find some announcement from the government side to promote business in the month of February or March in the budget. So I'm not making any commitment, but we are also thinking of way out of certain difficulties. But the way the traffic jam takes place on a holiday, I don't think business in tourism is on decline. Am I correct?
No, it is affecting bigger hotels, sir. It is not that a small hotel.
I wanted to treat my guest in one of the 5-star hotel. They said no chance of any room on 30th, 1st and 2nd. In a big hotel. Anyway, that's not an issue. I have noted the point. Irrespective of whether you lose business or not, it is unfair and it is not proper.
And
So-
one more question, sir. We are having a construction of new hotel. Whether we can able to take input credit on that, sir?
Construction is not permitted, but equipments are.
Capital expenditure I am talking about. Construction I am not. No IDC on that.
No IDC on construction, but I think IDC on TV, then the bed, interior decoration is permitted. the construction, building construction is not included.
Yes, that one more question, sir. We have one more unit in other state, Maharashtra. So whether can we level input credit on that same unit in our here in Goa?
So there it will have a separate registration.
They have a separate registration, but
It's a separate entity, separate pen in a
so
separate
that
state.
that input credit cannot be taken
No,
here.
no.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Uma Vernekar, sir. We have we are taking contracts of electrical works. Now my query is, pre-GST we had quoted the tender for 100 rupees. Now the bill, work is completed and bill has to be processed. So how to process that bill now in under GST regime?
You are talking about government services?
Yes, sir.
By 7th you will get a circular issued to every department how to do that. I'll just explain. If it is purely material,
No, it is supply plus erection.
so then whatever in supply, whatever credit you were taking earlier, minus the credit your ICT you are taking now, that difference normally will be negative. That means you are now getting more credit. Because earlier it was excise duty plus VAT. Right? Suppose you were buying a fan and commissioning it.
Yeah.
Just for understanding I am giving you. A fan will be costing say 3000 rupees and commissioning charges may be 500 rupees. The 3000 item you are buying was inclusive of excise duty.
I used to
And
never
VAT.
claim excise duty because
You can't.
yeah.
Works contract can't claim.
Yeah.
But today you can claim GST fully. So today if you try to buy the fan, it will be 2700 plus GST. Earlier it would be 3000 plus VAT.
No, but when I supplied the fan, that time I had not shown in stock now, so it is already out of stock. Only
No.
the bill process is left because my job is completed now.
So that is different issue, because if you have supplied earlier but the billing is being done now, then you will get minus the VAT plus GST. We are issuing circular in next 2-3 days. I hope your problem will get resolved in that. I understood your problem. That you have
Because
done
under
all-
GST I have to pay GST now, which
Suppose-
will be higher for me.
No, we will not allow you to lose money on
Because I
taxation.
quoted for 100 rupees, sir.
You raise the query separately, we'll answer it. But more important, I'll tell you, if your work is completed before 31st July or your supply is completed before 31st July, whatever incident of taxation that you have to pay extra will be paid by the government. I am not going into individual case because there will be multiple type of cases. So we are issuing a clarificatory circular to all to ensure that while there should not be unjust enrichment, there cannot be unjust loss also. So if you are paying VAT GST extra now, we will compensate that. We will replace your VAT by GST.
No, is it that way, sir, that 100 rupees I have quoted, I can reverse now in under GST 18% of that and pay that way it will be, because I have quoted 18 with taxes, 100 with taxes that time.
100 with taxes, that means you will be minus 12%
Yeah,
plus
yeah,
18%. You will be divided by your 100
Oh,
rupees will
yeah.
be divided by 1.12
So under
and then multiplied by 1.18. So you will get the tax. Whatever VAT you are paying will be less, and whatever GST you have to pay, you will get it. But in many of the cases, it is not so simple. It's a complicated equation. So we are giving issuing a circular which should explain most of the cases. We are also giving powers to the concerned officer of level of executive engineer to work out solutions to individual problem. And if both of them, the contractor and they come to the same conclusion within 3%, there is no problem. They can settle the bill. So don't worry. I will put in some authority also where you can make application of any loss you make.
Differential of tax.
Absolutely, I will make a small team of people where you can write to them. You can take the bill based on what executive engineer agrees. The difference you can raise the objection within 30 days with that authority. They will go through, they will call you, or it depends on how much amount, whether you can afford, whether it is 50 rupees or 100 rupees. Forget it, it is better to forget both ways. Sometimes government doesn't forget even a rupee. That's a different story. But we will see that this mechanism is worked out.
And sir, regarding WCT, under GST, WCT has to be deducted.
TDS.
Wet TDS, yeah.
TDS.
In case supply and material is...
TDS is not yet enforced. It is yet to be effective. And once it is effective, it's 2% of TDS.
But till now, whatever from July...
Yeah, no TDS as of now.
At this moment, this section has not come into force. Therefore, no TDS has to be deducted as
But
of
now we have received the payment from government with deducting TDS of 5%.
5% maybe your earlier
2%
payment.
TDS is deducted plus wet TDS 5%.
Wet TDS if it was for earlier payment. But there is no TDS
But
on
under
GST.
GST we have received the payment
No
from government
deduction.
department.
You can tell me of which department will take it up. You can tell our officers.
My third
They are equally or more ignorant than you are. No, I am telling, many of them didn't know or don't know, so even now, whether they have to register or not. There is a chaos there also. But let me be frank, while the chaos will be there, overall it will slowly settle down. We are working on it. I am personally taking interest. I am asking for data every day. I think Goa can manage it very easily. Don't worry.
And sir, my third query is regarding HSN codes. If the tax is not levied properly by our supplier, then after 3 years, whose liability will be it? So if we have accepted the material,
suppliers. It should be suppliers.
not the person who has accepted, because
Oh,
we
okay.
don't go on checking with HSN codes.
How can buyer be liable for inadequate taxation by a supplier?
Because we have accepted, that should be not the case after 3-4 years.
I think
Even our
we have lot
argument,
of
some supplier...
logic. As a layman, not as a government person, my reading is that if I buy something and if someone supplies me something and charges less tax, it is his headache, not mine. But I agree with you, you can't trust governments in these matters.
Thank you, sir.
They can ask some strange things to happen. But we will take care of it, don't worry.
Sir, I am Pushkar. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you for your fantastic scheme of things. And I would like to say that presently the 4 rates are applicable. I think the 4 rates should be there. I would like to give one example. High-end cars are charged at 28%, but the spare parts could be 12%. So the end product has to be charged as per the rates which are right now there. But it should conclude, like for example, a small workshop is there. He's dealing with spare parts, he's dealing with service tax. And for small vehicle, people don't pay up. So when he levies that 18% service tax, it becomes too much. So I think it should converge to 12. And 12 should be the general rate. There is another chaos also in other items like restaurant. For example, restaurant is having 2 sections. One is AC and one is non-AC. But as per the act, both are required to be putting 18%. So if it is 12%, it goes through. And the universal rate should be 12%. Because I think taxation shouldn't go beyond 12%. That is one point. Second point is, in today's day and time, AC has become very part of life. In several areas, like for example, general ward of hospital, because in cars, for example, because it is unbearable heat in 6 months of the year. So I think that should not be, that should, market forces should take those rates up. I think this kind of a thing will help. And there are other issues. Like for example, in trading, I met one person who is dealing with fancy decorative items. He told me that he is less than 20K. He told me that he is less than 20 lakhs. But his suppliers, when he is occasionally buying from Delhi and Bombay during the season time, let us say during Diwali and during Chaturthi, they are asking him his GSTN number. So when I inquired in Panjim market, he told me that everybody has registered for GSTN. I don't know whether it is ignorance or some this thing, but they don't know what is GSTN law. And it is very dangerous because the compliance will become difficult. So my suggestion is such people who are having turnover less than 20 lakhs should be provided provisional registration like it was there in VAT up to 5 lakhs. This is only about traders. I am not talking about the manufacturing and the value chain thereon. Similarly, whenever you go to the GSTN network and you put up something, you don't get any acknowledgement. Now this happened with the people who opted for composition dealership. For first 10-15 days, there was no composition showing up. Then when we clicked composition, nothing came up. So we really didn't know whether the system accepted this thing or not. So there is no acknowledgement like it happens in income tax returns. You appropriately get acknowledgement within some minutes. So same is true of the people who migrated to GSTN without that requirement of 20 lakhs. Now they don't get the option of cancelling the registration. Many people in mining areas are facing this problem because there is no option to cancel this thing, and it is having a time limit. There's also people don't know. And with regards to the demo of this commercial tax department, it is a total failure because it should be in today's world and date in digital India. Like when you buy on a mobile, you press a button and it will show you a demo of all the mobile functions that are there in that mobile. So if the GSTN network only can show you all those details, now what the commercial tax officer people do is, when you go there, they say that no, it is totally digital and it is totally secured, and so we don't know anything about your account. So it is very secured. Next moment they ask you your password. So I don't know what is the kind of security. So if you have that demo at one place on the dashboard, the demo itself will show you when you up the composition scheme, this is what is going to happen. In composition schemes, these are the three forms. And I have heard in one place now, in one ward, I wouldn't like to name the ward, they have called up certain composition dealers and they have given them CMP4, which is going out of the composition. But these people don't know that when they go out of the composition system, they are into a regular GSTN. So if they are not even if that is not applicable to them also, they are trapped. So I really don't know whether this is helping people or what exactly is happening. Because it happened to me that one of my firms was in composition. So when I opted for composition, it was not going through. So when I met a senior officer, he went through my account and he told me that the concerned officer has not authorized it. So when I confronted the officer was trying to play things. So I told the officer that some filmsy grounds were there, and they gave me a written thing saying that I am out of composition. I didn't this thing. So then I sometime back with the same issue, I had met the commissioner some 1.5 years back when that new thing, that issue had come. So I had explained. Then that officer says that you go and complain with the commissioner. I said I didn't complain. I'm talking beforehand to you so that I can meet if I want, because it's a designated officer. So my point is, down the line, people don't understand anything. And one more important thing I want to congratulate you is in terms of the thing that it is seen. Honest people will definitely benefit with this, because as you see, the transportation, this thing is down by 50-70%. So all the duplication is gone. Thank you very much for your time.
I'm Salim Isani, President of All Goa Fast Moving Consumer Food Products. आमचे मेन तुम्ही सर सांगले 1.5 कोटी जे क्वार्टरली रिटर्न ते 75 लाखाचे जातले बरें जातले आमचे डिलरांक सगळ्यांक. इफ इट इज 1 कोटी 50 lakhs जे आसता न्हू क्वार्टरली रिटर्न्स ते लो टर्न ओवराक जाल्यार बरें जातले. कित्याक तो आमचे डीलरचे
अप टू 1.5 कोटी
अप टू 1.5 crores asat tenkas, right?
Up to 1.5.
Up to 1. Second thing,
It is just a proposal before a GST council.
Okay.
It has to be accepted by everyone, plus it has one basic difficulty that if you pay once in a quarter, how does the person who buy from you get a credit?
Okay. Second thing, आमकां सर एक दोन वर्कशॉप मेळत जाल्यार बरें एक नॉर्थ आनी एक सावथाक कारण आमचे सगळे डिलर्स जावन ते रिमोट एरियान आसा आनी तांकां ते ट्रान्सफंड फॉर्म फिल करपाक प्रॉब्लम जाता ते जूनाक जे स्टॉक आशिल्लो न्हू ते ट्रान्सफंड फॉर्माक घालून ते क्रेडीट केन्ना मेळटले ते पळोवपा खातीर
तो ताका पिरियड 31 ऑक्टोबरूच आहा सो नेक्स्ट वीक ताका सांगता हांव
बरें
रिपीट करूं नाका इश्यू.
My name is Milind Shirodkar. Actually, I am representing small traders who are my clients. This question I had raised earlier regarding composition. Now, composition, it has got some qualification under, if you are qualified to take composition, then only you can opt for it. But there are a couple of rules under the composition rules, which says that if you have opening stock of, bought from other states, then you cannot get composition. Now my question to you is, there is one more rule, I'll come to that later. My question to you is, there are certain traders who, by the nature of their trade, they seem to have that stock for maybe 10 years. The law does not prohibit you from buying interstate after opting for composition scheme, but it says you cannot enter the composition scheme if you have old stock. Now what do they do?
Don't show the old stock.
I'm taking it in a lighter vein.
Obviously, because the problem is 10 years old stock, you have to write it off. Write it off so that your income also reduces as a loss, business loss.
But that is a practical problem. So I think that rule can be amended to help these people come into it.
I have noted your point, but one solution could be just give it a zero value. Write off the 10 वर्सां खंयचो गजाल उरता.
No, but then you will have a mismatch with the sale and the purchases. You will be selling the same stock and then showing in GST return or whatever.
10 वर्सां विकून ना तो आतां कसो विकतलो?
No, there is. For example, I have a cloth shop. Since my family has a cloth shop, in that it is very obvious that you seem to have old stock also, even if it is worth 50,000 rupees.
नाही पण क्लॉथ शॉपान 10 वर्सां कपडो उरलो जाल्यार तो खपता मागीर. It is out of fashion.
खपता.
For different use.
खपता. Now that reverse charge is
reverse charge for composition dealer or for the others?
See, when a composition dealer buys from an unregistered dealer, whatever it be, maybe it is the direct stock or any other supplies. Okay, what happens is he will have to first keep on paying the reverse charge every month because it is not clear when he has to pay that. Because usually composition dealer would be paying at the end of the quarter. But in case of reverse charge,
as I told you, reverse charge mechanism is one of the issue before GST Council, and I am very hopeful that better senses prevail, and at least reverse charges are kept in abeyance for some time till we find a proper mechanism. It's one of the biggest irritant on GST at this moment. Reverse charge. So I would be strongly advocating for suspending reverse charge mechanism up to 31st March at least, and then take proper decision on reverse charge. There are reasons why reverse charge mechanism came. Only address those problems of reverse charge. So section 9.4 and maybe section 9.3 can be blocked for some time.
So my suggestion in this regard is for smaller traders, at least they should currently, make some leniency, or rather make them a small charge like what they are paying 1%, 2%.
So reverse charge mechanism will be, the proposal is to suspend it as an operative for a certain period, think over it, find a correct mechanism to ensure that people don't cheat, but honest person does not suffer, and then come back with modified version, maybe after 6 months. So if this goes through, which is likely, then reverse mechanism charge issue will be over at this moment.
Okay. And one general question, actually that's something which comes to my mind. basically we say that some person here said the consultants and the CAs are not ready, or rather they are leaving the job because of the time schedule what we have to keep. Now the whole question revolves around accounting. Now we have brought the law of GST into the system. Now we don't know how to make people accounts friendly. We have not given them any idea how they should keep their accounts. So rather, if government comes with a utility of point of sale, which can organize their data, that will help the consultant as well as the CAs and the other professionals to do their work. Because they will come with the raw data, they would need us to punch in everything and get their returns done. That's why we are like saying no. If you're not organized, you're not taking the work. So the traders and all the businessmen is suffering. So if the government at the central level comes out with a point of sale kind of a software for smaller traders at least, if not for the bigger one, I think that should help.
I'll see about getting a software which can actually do the billing for you. So that data migrates into a program and you are ready with a compact disc or a pen drive and go to your chartered accountant and get it loaded.
I think that would be really
Actually,
helpful.
that is the best way, but even the tally which we were trying to work on doesn't have the perfect program even today.
No, actually, yeah. No, we need not go for very complicated. It could be simple Excel sheets developed so that can be given to the
No, it should be
profession.
basically billing oriented.
Correct.
Just like small bill goes on in the restaurant, same way can be given to trader. He can just bill through it and the full data will migrate into Excel sheet, which can be taken to chartered.
One small request to the VAT department or the GST department is, because a lot of software vendors who are supporting our clients, they have not been able to still upgrade their softwares. There have been a lot of mistakes in the billings. So that is one of the major cause why people are reluctant to file this GSTR1 and all the stuff. People are making everything ready and then they are filing. So you can request people, you file according to the register at the moment, and we will have a lenient view as far as the billing process is concerned.
So I am from infra and logistic काम करता मी. So आमका infra when we are working outside Goa, the different companies tell us to register locally their GSTN.
GSTN billing, if they work there locally, then what happens?
They are asking for the local registration, and they show the documents. I have the documents of the limited company. They have the register all over India.
If you take a contract in Kolhapur,
yes, I do register in Maharashtra.
Buyer tells you to register in Maharashtra, otherwise he doesn't get benefit.
Yes.
Then how do you bill?
That's what we are asking.
Hey, how do you bill now?
We are doing billing directly now from Goa. Goa GSTN.
GSTN.
Bills are pending now.
But I think you have to either GSTN, but if he goes and does some work on the side, that becomes the problem. If it's supply and commissioning, then GSTN.
No, because we are labor oriented. Some jobs are labor oriented.
Because you have a solution.
It can be an interstate works contract also.
What sir?
It can be an interstate works contract also.
No, it is not that way.
But that's the company that which follows. Otherwise, that option is also there.
Other things than logistic, when we do a transportation, we charge 5% GST. But when do labor work with the transportation, we have to charge 18%. We cannot separate it, Papa, how much labor calculation has done.
Mix supply जाता है तुम्हें, which is the higher component. It is a tax rate.
Two types of supply. One is composite supply and the other is mixed supply. Mixed supply, higher rate is taken. In composite supply, the proportionate rates are both are separately this one.
No, principal main जो good असतात ते तुमचं.
The goods will carry.
Okay, when we are transporting equipment from Goa to Karnataka, basically I am trying to explain. Last July पासून checkpost बंद झाले. All checkpost in Mole and somewhere. But squad in Karnataka, they are asking for the e-Sugam bill.
Yeah.
E-Sugam. No, E-Sugam. They are asking for e-Sugam. Yes, still on.
Old system
Still on in Karnataka. But ISCOM is actually to be stopped. Because we are transporting our equipments in Karnataka, we are facing a lot of problems.
But they were already there. ECOM was there earlier also.
No, ISCOM was there previously only because we have to pay that what is the valuation done on that equipment. All just when we are going through Karnataka, we have to pay.
I agree. What you are trying to tell me is the concept of GSTN or HGT is not understood by Karnataka properly.
Even Maharashtra also. Maharashtra, we are facing Maharashtra also. Not because they are asking over, like when we have like machinery we are shifting, they are charging 22,000 rupees for a trailer. With a, no, I have done work in all over India. I am telling you, I am facing a problem. In Assam, cell tax department give the road permit. They are stopped now. Assam in giving cell tax department give the e-bill. Now they are stopped because check post have been stopped. We cannot transport also now. Because my machineries are working in Guwahati for road construction.
You can't transport?
Yes, we cannot transport now. This is a major problem in Assam. So I want to shift machine from Visakhapatnam to Guwahati. Last 27 days the machine is lying at the check post.
Which?
In Assam border.
You want me to speak to the Chief Minister there?
You can speak, there is no problem.
Give me the details, I'll speak to him.
Yes, no problem, sir.
No, send me email.
Okay.
Tomorrow. I'll speak to him because that will be a problem with everyone in Assam.
Everybody is facing problem in Shillong also. Many people are facing a problem.
Send me email tomorrow with the details. I'll speak to CM.
Good evening, sir. This question is regarding the new notification which has come up for government services. It says that services provided to original work services provided to government will be charged at 12%. So it doesn't specify.
Contract.
So, but it doesn't specify works contract there. So just clarification.
No, it's works contract, which was 18% has been now reduced to 12%.
And also that so the immovable property as such is not defined in the Act. So is there any clarification on what are the parameters?
Here's a simple solution.
Movable
property is defined. So
what are goods or services is defined? The rest is all
what is not there in that definition is immovable. That is a logical conclusion, unless you can define third gender.
Thank you, sir.
It's a problem we have, washroom.
Manish, I would request, there is a long list, so I would just request you to be precise on the point.
Good evening, sir. My name is Manish Jobanputra. First of all, thank you for having this meet. This is regarding RCM. You have very rightly said that this is the biggest irritant and nobody has doubt about this.
I think you should get solution by 10th of this month.
Yes, you should get solution by 10th, and I've just one with your due permission. Can I say something on this? You said a few minutes back that there will be a temporary solution to this, say by March or so.
No, I didn't say temporary.
Yeah.
What I said,
Yeah.
the proposal before council is to suspend it as of now.
Suspend it.
Go over it again.
Exactly.
Find out what are the irritants. Find out areas where it is really required. And only, see, there is no point in blocking everything. Only block the loopholes.
Exactly.
That's all. So that is why it will be probably, if the council agrees, it could be deferred till March. A modified version can come which will remove the irritant, and then from April we can go again.
So with your due permission, I have a few suggestions on this.
Go ahead.
Can I? Yeah. If I look at it, that there is an input credit given to this. So I don't think the motive of the government in this is revenue, because input credit is given. So the only motive in this is that the It is a tool of the government to use registered dealers to nab unregistered dealers. There is no other thing. So if this is the only motive to nab unregistered dealers, then could be other ways to do this. So I have a few suggestions for this. Like whenever anybody is dealing with...
It is actually tool of the government to nab
unregistered,
spurious unregistered dealers.
Whatever, however you would like to...
No, but what has happened, a honest person is suffering more than the spurious.
Exactly. So whatever you would like to way to put it. So one thing is that whenever, instead of doing all this, RCM and everything, rather than whenever somebody is, a registered dealer is dealing with a unregistered dealer, yeah, can I? So whenever a registered dealer is dealing with an unregistered dealer, might as well take his Aadhaar card number, and if the amount is exceeding a little more amount, he can have a PAN number. All these details can be given in his 44AB when he is filing his income tax returns, and these details can be given. There is no need to do it for all these things. So it will be easier rather than doing this RCM thing. Thank you.